Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you to the October edition of the Developer and Digital Agency Update webinar. My name is Jacob Lehrbaum, Director of Product Marketing with EngineYard. We've got a number of really great topics to go through today. Very excited about our agenda for this month. And to kick things off, I'd like to introduce you all to Steve Gross, who's our VP of Business Development. Steve is going to provide an update about our new platform services program that we just recently launched. Steve?
Yeah, thanks, Jacob. This is Steve Gross. I handle strategic partnerships and our technology ecosystem here at EngineYard. Go to the next slide. So we have launched a new technology ecosystem program called Platform Services. And what we've done is are building an ecosystem of third-party add-ons, tools, and services that enhance the EngineYard platform and applications running on EngineYard. These services run across a range of categories, from application-level services or application building blocks, such as search, billing, email services, and more that become core pieces that you would use to assemble and enhance your application. It includes stack options, such as a set of database services, database support, caching, job scheduling, and things like that. And then we surround that with a set of other value-add services to help you monitor and manage your application, provide security testing services such as security and performance testing, and other performance services. Next slide. So we designed this and launched this to help customers get up to speed faster on building and deploying EngineYard applications, and to provide them with a rich, robust set of tools and capabilities that they can easily pick from, easily deploy, and quickly start to work with to improve their overall EngineYard experience. Next slide. We launched the program as a two-tier program. The base tier allows our customers to directly purchase services from the partner. In many cases, those partners are creating special offers specific to EngineYard customers, maybe a free plan level, special discounts, pilots, and things like that. We have a higher level tier, which allows our customers to directly purchase these services from EngineYard through the EngineYard Dashboard. And with that, we're in the process right now of releasing a new provisioning and billing API that our partners will write to, which will allow our customers to directly click on a third-party service, go out to that third-party plan page, select their plan and pricing preferences, and then have that directly provisioned and deployed into their EngineYard application or EngineYard environment. All the billing will be consolidated from the partner back through the EngineYard billing system, so that the customers will receive a single consolidated bill from us every month for all the services. And again, a lot of those partners are also providing special offers specific to EngineYard customers. Next slide. Today, we've got over 40 partners that have signed up, all of which are operating today at our base referral co-marketing tier, and with many more that have started to write to the API. What's coming out of this is a set of more focused solutions and packages that I think will become really interesting to our customers. Things like a set of database services where we've got multiple partners that provide database support for several of the databases that we're involved in, such as Enterprise DB for Postgres, 10gen for MongoDB, and more. And we're also have brought in partners to provide database as a service, such as Xeround for MySQL, Mongo Lab and Mongo HQ for Mongo, and we're continuing to expand out that ecosystem. We have partners that are providing testing services, as I mentioned before, around performance and vulnerability testing, and so forth. So we've started to build out this very broad, rich base of services, and we'll be continuing to kind of expand this out. We're continuing to build this out and provide, as we go forward, more kind of packaging and focus on certain solution sets. Next slide. We've got about, of the 40-plus partners engaged today, we've got almost 20 actively writing to the API as we speak. That number is actually growing every day, and more are coming online. Those partners today are centered around management tools such as New Relic. We've got a few partners in the log file, log management space. We have the database partners I talked about, and also other stack partners such as Simple Worker, and a set of application services that will be available upon launch. Next slide. And as I mentioned before, a lot of our partners are also creating special offers specific to Engine Yard customers. Definitely encourage you to go and check these out. New Relic offers their standard plan at no charge to all of our customers. Blitz and Blitz and Senzik are offering free tests, initial tests to our customers, and others are also offering special discounts above and beyond that you might find on their standard website. Next slide. So just moving forward, I definitely encourage you to take the time to go out to the website, take a look at the partners, learn about their services, look at the value they can add to you and your applications, take a look at the special offers, add the platform services to your app either today by working directly with a partner or in the coming weeks as the new API rolls out and you can provision those directly. And if nothing else, make sure you take the New Relic free standard plan that's available today to all of our customers, and you can provision that directly from the Engine Yard dashboard. Last slide. And the last thing, my request is if you know of good partners or companies or technologies you think would be good for the program, definitely reach out to me. A lot of the dev shops we work with also are building some of their own services that they're trying to bring into the program. If you have something, feel free to reach out. Love to hear more about it. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks so much, Steve. And next up, I'd like to introduce Eamon Leonard, who's VP of Engineering for PHP at Engine Yard. Eamon?
Thanks, Jacob. The Orchestra product is the PHP offering within Engine Yard. Just to give some quick background, my company was acquired very recently by Engine Yard, and we're 100% focused on delivering PHP for Engine Yard and making it easy and accessible for our dev partners. We're super excited to be part of this. Our background is as core contributors to the PHP community. We're regular conference speakers, we're authors, we have core commit access to PHP, and we're open source geeks at heart. Before we created Orchestra, we like many of you guys, were dev shops. We have personal experience with dealing with the day-to-day highs and lows of running a dev shop, but in particular deploying, scaling, and managing PHP in production environments. So I'm going to give a very quick 2-minute demo just to show how quick and easy it is to get up and running. Pretty much the only thing you need to get up and running is a repository that's accessible on the internet. It could be Git or Subversion, it could be public or private. And so for the sake of this example, I'm going to deploy from GitHub. But it could be, like I said, it could be any publicly available or private repository. So this is the Orchestra Dashboard. As you can see, I have a couple of apps already deployed in here. I'm just going to, for the sake of ease, I'm going to deploy a free app, so I don't have to put any billing details in. So there's a handful of little pieces of information we need. The first thing is to give it a name that's something meaningful, that you can separate the app out from other apps on your dashboard. So I'm going to call this Eamon's Test App. And so the repository field is already pre-populated with a very simple PHP code base that we thought would be easy to show people how to get up and running with it. So I'm just going to go with that, but you can put whatever your code base is in here. And then we have options for choosing the branch, and there's one thing we need to know is just where the root file of your application is. So once these details are filled out, it's just a matter of clicking on Launch App. And so what happens now is that Orchestra creates some space within the Orchestra platform. It goes off to the Git repository, grabs your code, syncs it in, and it will do a bunch of other environment configuration. It will come back in a couple of seconds with a host name and some other details. So as you can see, it's been successfully deployed. And if I click here, it'll bring me back to my dashboard. As we can see, Eamon's test app is here at the top of the screen, and this is the host name. Clicking on it will open up the code base that has been deployed. And as I said, this is just a very simple bit of PHP code here. So go back to the dashboard. It's very easy to add a new database. As you can see, it's created a space in our. This is a shared database at the moment. Some of the stuff that we have coming online in the future is more dedicated database offerings. We've partnered up with various add-on providers in the area of databases, app monitoring, and other types of add-ons that will enhance the value that you can bring to your application and to your customers. So that's pretty much it for now. If there's any questions, if you have any input or feedback, or if you have anything that you'd like to find out more, feel free to drop me a mail on support@orchestra.io.
All right, great. Thanks, Eamon. Very cool demo. All right, next up we're going to switch to Ines Sombra, who's going to give us an update about some of the new database activities that we've been having going on here at Engineer. Ines?
Hello everybody, I'm Ines Sombra, and I'm a data engineer, and I'm here to talk a little bit about our database plans. My team's mission is to simplify and hide complexity associated with data stores. We want to make things simple, and want our customers to be able to choose different data stores without having to worry about the implementation complexity. We want to choose databases that are interesting and then they're like best in class. And we're also going to be publishing our own best practices and information on what we think about each particular data store. I joined the team on March 2011, and I'm in charge of the data backups and HA and DR verticals. I'm going to talk a little bit about our current projects. At the moment, we have a few areas that we're working actively. One of them is to augment and improve all of our supported databases. MySQL is the only database that we officially support at the moment, and we're trying to change that. But for MySQL, we push 2 new versions in Q3. We push an alpha for Percona Server 5.1 and a second alpha for Percona Server 5.5. We're starting the work for the beta release of Percona Server 5.5, and we're also finding ways to. We're also working on tickets that would improve the life cycle of slaves. We want them to be able to be faster to boot. We want them to be able to have more flexible configurations. So we're actively working into those areas. We are looking at the way we back up MySQL and slaves, and we're going to be making some enhancements to the way we handle backups. And as well, within part of the beta release, we're looking at how we can configure MySQL better and make it more performance. So that is what's going on in the world of MySQL. We want to expand our stack, and we are actively working in Postgres. We pushed an alpha release of version 9.0 in Q3. We've gotten a lot of incredible feedback, so we are using this feedback towards a beta release of 9.1. And we believe in Postgres so much that we're going to make it the default DB for our product. Redis is also part of our stack, and it's going to get a revamped offer, and we're working towards an alpha release of 2.4, and that one has not been officially roadmapped, but we think that it's going to be happening soonish. We're also working towards an alpha release of Mongo version 2.0, and that has been roadmapped for Q4. So Mongo is coming into our stack. Since we're trying to expand our stack, We believe that we should go to the source and then have partnerships with the data vendors. We are working with Couchbase to start researching our upgrades of Membase and also to possibly incorporate CouchDB into our stack. We have been in communication with Tengen, and this is for MongoDB support so we can have a direct pipeline into the product via Tengen. We have started communication with the people from Basho to possibly integrate React into the stack, and we've done the same type of work with Neo4j for just to be able to offer a GraphDB, Enterprise DB for Postgres, and we have some partners signed on into our program that offer us DB as a service add-on. We have Xeron for MySQL, and MongoHQ and MongoLabs for Mongo. Our roadmap deals with the following work. We want to look a little bit ahead, and we are going to redefine the way environments and data stores interact together. Right now, when you boot up an environment, you are limited to having only one DB master and a few slaves. We want to break that away completely and allow you to create as many DB masters as you want from different repositories. So your environment could have, for example, a MySQL master and then a Redis tier or a Mongo tier, or you can even have an environment that is just backed up by Mongo. So we're working heavily on changing and adding this flexibility. As I mentioned before with MySQL, we're enhancing backups across the board. We want our data stores to be very reliable, and we want your data to be protected in as many ways as we can. So backups are getting looked again. And we are working to provide solutions for DR and HA. We're doing research, but at the moment we're doing a lot of research. And at the moment we feel that DR and HA is something that we're going to be handling through professional services. And we're looking at the common, so every HA and DR installation is very custom. So we're trying to observe from the DR and HA installations that we do where the common denominators or where the common functionality, and then we're going to start building that into our product. As I mentioned, ProServes, we have formalized the services that we do when it comes to data in ProServes. And Sal Cardello will be able to tell you more if you're interested, but we have boiled down our data offering to six services. We can do analytics service for any of the data stores that we support. We will do some custom backup and recovery, and this involves, this gets, I think the ProServes website is going to change and then we're going to have specific descriptions of these services coming soon. But backups and recoveries, like if a customer would want to have something custom that is not part of the service, then we would do this through this, like for example an upgrade or a version change, or if you want to change your repository completely. We're going to provide HA and DR consultation services. So after this service, you will get a report and you will know in which way you have to start thinking about your application if you want to make it more durable. We're also going to offer custom deployments. If you are interested on data related offerings that are not part of our stack, we might be able to help you with that. And we're going to do two services, like vertical scaling and quarterly maintenance, so you can have an assessment of your application, your performance on a routinely basis. And what is next? So we have changed the way we look at data tickets. We have a new metric system, and we're going to use this to look at the most often seen tickets, and then we're going to analyze the difficulties that our customers are having with a specific area of the data product, and we're going to start incorporating this information into our roadmap process. Another thing that is very important, and then that we're using to decide what our next projects are, is customer feedback and also partner feedback. We have alpha releases that are out, and we would love for more people to try them and let us know what their experiences are. And we have a new section on the website for general data feedback. So if you have or if one of your customers or one of your applications are using something that is not part of the stack and you want us to give some priority to it, just let us know through the website, and then we might be able to we'll get back to you and we can discuss how things look. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, Ines. It's great to see all the work you guys are doing on databases, and the roadmap's looking really exciting. Can't wait to see some of those new releases coming out. All right, next up, we're going to talk to Monty Mitra about the product roadmap, and here's some more great things that EngineYard has in the works. Monty?
Thanks, Jacob. This is Monty Mitra. I'm a Senior Product Manager here at EngineYard, and I just wanted to give a quick update to what we've been working on. What we're working on currently, what we can play, what we're working on currently, and what we have kind of angling towards the end of the year and the early part of next year. And actually, that should be end of year Q1 2012. Sorry about the typo. So these are the three things we're working on, or split out by platform stack developer. Platform being things for the dashboard, the command line interface for configuring, editing, and provisioning your environment. So we're currently in the process of testing and slowly rolling out multi-availability zone clusters. What this allows is, by default, when you deploy your cluster, it will automatically populate instances across different availability zones within the same region. And this is really a foundational step to make more robust our high availability options. We've also added GitHub linking, so you no longer have to copy and paste keys back and forth. Once you link your EngineYard cloud account to GitHub, you're off and running. Currently, platform team is hard at work on the platform services that Steve has been talking about. And as we continue on to the end of the year and the early part of next year, we'll be working on a variety of things, including monitoring. And as Ines has talked about how she's leading the charge for data, we have an individual as well who's doing something similar for monitoring. So he's out investigating different solutions and vendors and what we can also add through platform services. Also, our UI UX team is working to enhance the dashboard, really to escalate better messaging and alerts for more customer transparency. On the stack side of things, we have some pretty good releases. JRuby is in GA now. It's really exciting. And the database team, as Ines mentioned, we've put MySQL 5.1 and 5.5 into alpha, and really looking for some feedback as we continue to roll it out through beta and GA. We've also enabled support for Rails 3.1. You can check our blog for a recent entry about more information there. Currently working, as Ines mentioned, working on putting Postgres 9.1 beta out, also continuing to work on backups and snapshots. We're also working on an AMI update, and what this is going to allow for is really faster, much faster boots and rebuilds. And towards the end of the year, additional databases that Ines has mentioned, and also we'll be pushing Rubinius through beta and GA. And we're also working to add Ruby 1.93 as an alpha release to the stack. As far as developer tools, we've just pushed out Rails Installer Windows. This is kind of a one-stop shop. You can download anything you need to get started with Rails application. For more information, head over to railsinstaller.org. And we are currently working on and hope to push out Rails Installer for Mac OS. Right now, we're also working on EY Local, which allows customers and developers to download basically a copy of the EngineYard platform stack to their local machine so they can build and test to it before deploying. And towards the end of the year, we'll be working on an add-on, a follow-up, EY Live, which will essentially allow anyone running EY Local to have it accessed by anyone else on the internet. And we'll continue to explore possible IDE partnerships where developers can develop in their preferred IDE and then simply click a button for single-click deploy. And that's all for the roadmap overview now. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.
Oh, great. Thanks, Monty. Now I'd like to introduce myself, and I'm going to give you guys some quick information about some exciting new opportunities that we're unveiling to let you promote your business better with EngineYard. So first off, you might not know this, but we actually get over 100,000 unique visitors to engineYard.com every month. That's a huge number. We actually get somewhere north of 150,000 page views. So there's a lot of traffic, a lot of eyeballs, and a lot of opportunities to introduce you to some companies that may be interested in getting some help with their development platforms. And by the way, as you know, we have recently started to roll out some more efforts in the professional services space, but we do not see ourselves by any means as competing with you. In fact, if you ever find that we're competing with you, let us know, because that's not our intention at all. We really highly value the relationships with our developer partners and digital agencies, because you guys can really deliver interesting services, application development, just go, enable these guys to build great applications and deploy them to the cloud. And, these partnerships, I think, are critical to our business. So next slide, please. What we're looking to do is roll out a mechanism that will allow you to advertise yourself to visitors to EngineYard and provide much better capabilities than what we have today. We're getting 100,000 viewers. We're driving a lot of traffic to our partner pages. But if you've looked at our partner directory, you'll notice that it's not that easy necessarily to navigate it. There's sort of a long list, inconsistent formatting at times, and if I were a developer that was interested in finding a company to build an application for me or perform some kind of services, it might be difficult for me to figure out who I should talk to. So the idea here is to provide initially a much better interface for advertising yourself on EngineYard. The first step of this is customized partner pages. And the first thing that we're doing here is we're actually giving you a login, password, and the ability to go in and fill out all this information on your own. So we're taking ourselves essentially out of that loop. So if you need to make changes, you need to make updates, you can do that all on your own. You can include specializations, promote special offers, talk about customer testimonials. So if you've had a great experience working with some brand or enterprise or Web 2.0 company that's running on top of EngineYard, and you'd like to advertise that as a reference, we're providing you with a real estate on that page to do so. And of course, everybody feels better about making a choice when they can see other companies like them have made a similar choice. That reference can speak volumes about the quality of service and the fact that people are actually building and deploying businesses with you. We're actually adding a very simple contact button. You'll notice that in the middle of the page. When someone clicks on that button, it'll give them a quick form to fill out, and they'll be able to send you guys emails directly to whatever email address you've provided or alias, as it's your choice. So you'll have a place for your logo. You'll have information that you can write about your company, about your products or services, depending on what you offer, as well as a set of key links that can drive people to, say, a white paper, to a customer testimonial video, or really any place that you'd like on your site. Now, when you edit this information, you'll go ahead and hit submit. We'll just do a quick check to make sure there's no issues with any of the content. It's your content. We're not going to edit this or change anything for you. But, it's running on our site, so we just want to have the ability to quickly check it. But, it's really mostly an administrative type of thing. So, and then once you've got that, you'll have a page fully populated on engineYard.com, and you'll, that real estate can help advertise your business. So just a couple more details about what's on that page. Specializations, I think this is going to be really key. It allows you to talk about the types of services and offerings that you can provide. So if somebody's looking for, say, performance analysis, or they're looking to deploy, they need some specific help, say, with either they want to build a Rails application, or they want to build a PHP application with Frappy support, or something like that. You'll have the ability to define the types of offerings and services that you're capable of providing. In addition, basic things like location and other details that can help differentiate yourself as appropriate. And we're planning on mailing out instructions in the early November timeframe. And then we'll have a period of approximately 2 weeks or so where you can go ahead and input all of your information before we push it live. So we're going to do a soft launch just to our partners using a staging site, and then we'll launch it fully to the public probably towards the third week or second half of November. All right, now one other piece of information that I wanted to share with you is we're launching a new promotion. it's available really to any partner that's getting started with a new client, and that's the ability to have up to 1,500 free hours on Engineer. So as you may know, people can go to engineer.com today, get 500 free hours for the trial, and in general, we think that's enough for most people. That you can pause and resume that and use it over anything from about 20 days if it was going full blast, or up to, I believe, 6 months is our cap. But in this model, if you want to have the development environment, maybe you want to have the development environment always on, you've got teams around the globe, you just want to make sure that you don't run out of time, this provides you with a longer period of time for which you can build applications on behalf of your clients. We did a quick survey of some of our partners, and we heard that typically you guys want to have at least 3 months to do your development. So we think that this program will get you a lot closer, if not beyond, that requirement, and we're excited to roll that out to you. Now, we'll be providing specific instructions to you soon for how to take advantage of this. In the meantime, if any of you want to take advantage of this promotion immediately, go ahead and email Rachel Wright, and she can help set you up. And with that, I'd like to thank you again for attending this month's edition of the Engineered Developer Digital Agency Partner Update, and we look forward to working with you. As always, if you have any questions, go ahead and email Rachel, and we're excited to talk to you in the near future. Thanks so much.